Hello there. I'm USA Today bestselling author, storyteller, and cheeky wench Susan Tisdale. I've been writing since I was a little girl, but in 2011 I published my first novel. Since then, I've hit the USA Today bestsellers list 3 times, and I've sold more than 750,000 copies of my books around the world. I'd like to welcome you to the Cheeky Wench channel, where we discuss all things writing related, from writing to publishing to marketing and everything else in between. So grab your notebooks and your favorite beverage and let's get down to it. Hello. How is everyone tonight? Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Black Ice. Hi, Holly, Amy, Aurora. I feel like, what's her name? Is Peggy from Romper Room. Amy, Jennifer, Holly. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. How is everyone tonight? Oh, I think that's so cool that you guys come on early and just chat. I think that's really awesome. Thank you, Amy. I like the intro too. Hugs to you, Aurora, and hello. It's been a busy couple weeks around here. It's actually been a busy summer. That's okay, Dawn. That's all right. We're just glad you're here. For those who are watching on the replay crew, thank you. You are vitally important. If you can't make it, you can always come back for the replay crew and watch at your convenience. That's one of the nice things I like about this whole setup. Let's see. So, did anyone get to write this week? Anyone write at all this week? Show of hands. Oh, I hear you. Oh, Smurf is under construction. You have my deepest sympathies. I'm married to a carpenter. Therefore, my house is in a perpetual state of remodel. Hi, Fiona McVie. How are you, darling? Fiona likes to say she's my biggest fan, and I'm not going to argue tonight. How is Scotland? Don't say what town or anything you're from. Just say what state. If you could put that in the comment section. So glad you're here, Fiona. Don't forget to hit that like button. Folks, it's been really insane around here. Like uber insane. So much stuff going on. Arkansas. Bobby's from Arkansas. Bobby Gordon. I don't think she's here yet, and that's okay. Let's see. Dawn, you finished editing your book. Oh, congratulations, Dawn. Yay! Everybody show Dawn some love. Yeah, I do live in a perpetual state of confusion too, Drunken Smurf. And it's when things start to make sense that I get absolutely terrified. Anyway, for anyone who got to write this week or finished editing a book, this is for you. Just congratulations to anybody who got to write this week, anybody who finished editing a book. That is fabulous. I'm very proud of you. Aurora's in New Jersey. That's nice. Oh, God. Do you all hear cats meowing? California. I love California. No, I'm still on that deadline. The deadline isn't here yet. I'm trying to not miss it. I have about 6-8 weeks. I can't remember, but I can do it. I know I can do this. Yep. And I just love Bobby. You didn't hear the kitties. Okay, good. Because I can hear them because they're loud and they're not mine. They are coming from the house next door. I'm not even going to go there. Oh, Jennifer's in West Virginia. Yeah, it's been raining for several days here. We've had over 3 inches of rain. Oh, Dawn, do you see that? Holly's going to volunteer to be one of your beta readers. So if you want to, I hate people putting their email publicly. Maybe you could find each other on Facebook and DM each other. I don't know, or if you want, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you privately message someone here in StreamYard. I just don't know, or on YouTube. So you have a volunteer. That's awesome. Yay. Anyway, it's just been crazy, crazy, crazy. Lots of things going on. Y'all know I went out to visit my brother recently, and I forgot to share. I came home. My sister-in-law Tammy. I just freaking love her. I came home with so much jewelry. People, you have no idea. An entire Aldi sack filled with jewelry, and I'm having so much fun. I got this ring, the pink one. Can you see that? Isn't that beautiful? Oh, and so many more. Some didn't fit. Necklaces, earrings, and it's just, I'm so happy. So, hi, Shannon. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Hi, Sharon Cohen. I'm glad you're here tonight. Oh, yay, Amy. What writers' conference are you going to at the end of the month? It's okay, Shannon. We love you. You've got a life other than mine. Your world does not revolve around me, dear. But I'm glad you're all here. I really am. So, Amy Findley, what writers' conference and where is it at? And share the info. Anytime you guys have a writers' conference, authors' conference that you think is good or that you've never heard about or one that you're attending, feel free to post them in the chat. The Oklahoma's Writers Conference. Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm going to that one next year, Amy. I couldn't get signed up in time. I just had too much stuff going on right now and too many other commitments. We're leaving for Kentucky again Friday morning early. The devil's hour, the butt crack of dawn. And we're going to go down to see Hallie and Greg Bridgman, Hallie Bridgman, author friend of mine, my dear, 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 bestest friend. And Kevin is going to build their new stairs in their living room. The stairs that go from the first to the second floor, and he's going to rebuild from scratch. Okay. What they have is treacherous. Also, the set that goes from the main floor to the basement. Please, Amy, send me an email. Okay. I want to know when you get back, I want to know all about that writers' conference. I really do, because I know Lisa Gardner is going to be there, and I would be fangirling all over her. Oh my God, I love Lisa Gardner. I love Lisa Gardner. I love her books. If you guys haven't read any of her books, oh my stars, you are missing out. She just keeps you on the edge of your seat. And she's just, oh man, if I got to meet her in person, I would make a fool of myself. Share the link if you can, Amy. If you can't share it here, because I know sometimes YouTube settings will not allow the guests to post links. If you can't post it here, send it to me on Facebook and I'll just copy and paste it over here. Okay, Amy? Oh, you're doing the masterclass with her. Oh, Amy, I love you. Please take lots of notes. I wish you tell her what a big fan I am, and I will be there next year. I'd never heard of this one, right? And I saw it on Lisa Gardner's Facebook page the other day. Of course, I'm not on Facebook very often. I'm like, oh my God, that looks like so much fun. And I commented that I had never heard of this conference and do they do it every year? Lisa Gardner replied to my comment, to my question. I'm like fangirling big time. I was just like, oh. And she just said, yes. And I don't care. That's all I needed to hear. That was just one word is fine. I don't care. You got an email? Okay. Oh, if it hadn't been for your husband, Shannon, you would have slept through it. That's okay, baby. That's okay. Holly says the snow has finally melted enough that the ski resort stopped running the chairlifts. Where in the hell do you live, Holly, that there is snow? Where? Siberia? Switzerland? I gotta know. I just gotta know. I gotta know where you live. Oh my gosh. Yes, Amy, I will PayPal you money. Send me an email. You all know what it is by now. Susan at susantisdale.com. Good Lord, it helps if I could spell my own email address, right? Amy, shoot me an email. I don't care which book it is. I really don't. I don't care. I really don't care. And as long as it's not over $50, I'm okay with that. But yes, I would love to have a signed copy of one of her books. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Take a picture with her and tell her that I am living vicariously through you. Anyway, that's okay, Shannon. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up with the comments. Don't forget to hit that like and share button. That really helps us. Sharon says, I can finally, let's see. I finally moved out of rehab nursing home last week. Now in a minimal assist. Good for you, Sharon. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad you're doing well. That makes me very, very happy. Glad to hear you're out of the rehab. And I'm sure it's not the kind of rehab that we're all thinking of, right? Like it's not drug rehab. I think Sharon I don't know. We're not going to talk about it. But anyway, I'm glad you're here, Shannon. Or Sharon. Mammoth Lakes, California. My brother lives there. Sis, number one. And I visited for a month. And you still have snow there, Holly. Wow. Okay. I'm going to admit that I'm a little jealous. I can't complain too much because our weather has been really, really nice. It really has. We've only had a couple of days where it was like, DEFCON 1, which is the worst. Okay, DEFCON 5 is not the worst. DEFCON 1 is the worst. If you have hit DEFCON 1, that is the absolute possible worst you can be. And as far as I'm concerned, we hit DEFCON 1 last week when the heat index, or the feels like, they call it the feels like now, was like 116. Yeah, I call that DEFCON 5. DEFCON 5. And it was ice cream and popsicles for dinner. Oh, okay. You had rods placed in your back? Oh, wow. Well, good luck to you, Sharon. Yeah, I don't think we hit 80 today. Drunken Smurth. Okay. I can't say YouTube because I put an extra B in there. Now I'm trying to say Smurf, and it's coming out Smurth. Oh, thank you, Shannon. Send pics. Send pics. So, show of hands before we move on. How many of you have traveled this summer or are planning on traveling? Just a show of hands. I don't care if it's just you're going to be away for a couple days or a couple weeks. Just how many of you are traveling away from home? Shannon. Satan's Armpit, Texas. Oh, you have my sympathies, Dawn. But anyway, show of hands. Who is traveling within the next couple of months? Whether it's for day job or vacation or what have you. Hi, Michaela. Yay. Not far though for a couple days. That's fine. That's fine. Someone asked, what is in my cup? My family calls this my sippy cup, and it's just water. It has had nothing but water in it since the day I bought it. And I absolutely love this cup. It's a Reduce. Whoops. It was like $20 at Kroger. And then I have these reusable stainless steel straws, and they get really, really cold in the cup when you have your ice in it and everything. And yes, I have a little tiny brush that goes inside the straw, so don't text me and say, you really have to worry about mold in your reusable straws. I know that. I wash them every day. I have a special brush. Okay, so someone. Oh, great. Great, Smurf. I'm glad to hear that, honey. I really am. Michaela's traveling. Amy's traveling. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and swoop and talk about traveling. Okay. And Shannon, I need to talk to you later about putting timestamps in the videos because I really don't know how to do it. And I know there is a way, but I don't. So, Shannon, if you could teach me this week how to put timestamps in while we're actually going live, if that's possible, I will be forever in your debt. Okay, so it's okay, NGG. Ooh, good luck to you, Aurora. Oh, yeah, I've got to have ice cold drinks. So, anyway, so you're going to be traveling away from home. Everybody's situation is different, right? Some are traveling for vacation, for pleasure. Some are traveling for work. Some of you are going to author conferences. Some of you have to travel on business, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Some of you have children, little children. And to anyone who can write with little kids in the house, I bow at your feet. Because to me, trying to write with little kids in the house is like trying to put on pantyhose over wet blue jeans. I just don't know how they do it. I just don't know how anybody writes with little kids in the house. I can't write when my grandchildren are here. Now, the 13-year-old, I can write. But Malaya, my 7-year-old, she really needs grandma's attention most of the time. So, yeah, I don't know how y'all do it. Okay, Holly, thank you. Yeah, teenagers are not going to make it easier, especially if they don't have their driver's license yet. Am I right? Carter's only 13 and I already can't wait for him to get his license. But anyway, so if you're going out of town for business, of course, work comes first, right? Your day job, whatever you're going out of town for on business, that comes first, correct? Always. If you're doing a family vacation with little ones, that has to come first, right? But let's say you're going to be gone, you're going to Disney for 8 days, right? And you have little ones, and you would really, 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 really like to write while you're down there. I'm giving you permission to enjoy time with your family because your babies are only little ones and you never get it back. And there are days when I'm in the grocery store and I see all these little babies and these little toddlers, and I just ache to have those times back when my babies were little. So for those of you traveling with little children, no matter where you're going, just enjoy those moments. Okay. Now let's say you have a really great partner, right? Your partner's just phenomenal. You guys get along great, and you have children. Talk to your partner and say, I would just like to be able to write for an hour each morning. So I'm going to get up early. And if the kids get up before I'm done, could you please, take care of them? Okay. It's not always easy, but you do have to talk to your partner, right? To your significant other. You have to explain to them that this is important to you. And if you can't write an hour every day, just say you just want 30 minutes a day. Okay, just 30 minutes a day. Someone take the kids. Just let me breathe for 30 minutes. You can write in those little chunks of time, just like Allie Plater has taught us when she was here. Okay? If you're traveling just with your partner and no little ones, it's a lot easier, right? To sneak in those times to write. If you're flying somewhere, you can write on the airplane. I love to write on the airplane. I love flying. I do. And I will just get out my laptop, and I always take my Beats with me when I'm on an airplane just because it drowns out certain noises. So I will have my laptop, of course, and I'll just write to my heart's content. Now that's when I'm traveling alone. If my husband's traveling with me, which now that he's retired, that is 100% of the time, well, 99% of the time. And we have to have that discussion. I'm not because we have such a great relationship, I'm not necessarily asking permission to write. I just tell him, okay, this is my deadline. I have to write X number of words per day. I was not like right now, I wasn't expecting to go back to Kentucky so soon, but I don't mind because I love Hallie, right? So he will drive and I will put my beats on and give myself a half an hour just to write to my heart's content. And then I take the headphones off and I spend 30 minutes with my husband. And then I will put the headphones back on and I will write some more. And then by the time that's done, it's time for our first break because we like to stop about every hour and a half to 2 hours because we're getting older and our bladders aren't quite as reliable as they, well, at least mine aren't. Women understand this more than men do. But women, you get me. You're drinking your, I don't even know how many ounces this is. I don't know. I've never looked. I just don't know. I haven't got a clue. But anyway, you drink one of these puppies inside of 45 minutes, and you really need that break. Plus, if you're like me and you've got your Go cup for your coffee, you drink your coffee down, and then when that's done, you reach for your water. Yeah, you're going to be needing a lot of bathroom breaks. And because we can't take the lightning out east very far right now because of the way the recharging grid is set up, we're not comfortable. I don't have range anxiety at all. Okay, not at all. What I have is a problem with the current infrastructure for charging anything other than a Tesla, but I digress. Anyway, don't sneeze. Yeah, right. Don't sneeze. Don't sneeze. Good Lord, don't sneeze when you're on these trips. So Kevin, because he's retired and doesn't have to be back to work on Monday morning, so to speak, we get to take our time. And that is a luxury. So we take turns driving. And while I'm driving, he has my full attention. And it's about a 7-hour drive down to Kentucky. It was 2 days out to Delaware. But I did all the driving out to and back from Delaware for various reasons. So I didn't get to write on that trip, and that's okay. That's okay. I enjoyed every moment with my husband and my dad, and that was just fine. You have to ask, or yeah, they're not mind readers. Your spouse, your partner, your significant other is not a mind reader. Okay, you have to have these discussions with them. Thank you, Drunken Smurf. We do. Drunken Smurf. What the hell is wrong with me? I'm stone cold sober. I just don't know. Thank you, Smurf. I just got to go back to calling you Black Eye Soul Guy. In fact, I might just start calling you George. That's what I might do. I might just give you my own nickname, one that I can say and don't have a problem with. So from now on, you are known as George. Yes, they are not mind readers. You have to tell them what you need and how much time you need. And don't be close-minded to a compromise, right? Listen to your significant other so that you can plan accordingly. Okay? And there's no problem with that. Now, if you have a significant other who, how do I say this? If your significant other is the kind of person who, if it's not their idea, it's a bad idea, y'all know what I'm talking about. If your significant other is a not a very giving, thoughtful person, then that's a private conversation that you've got to have with your marriage counselor and or divorce attorney. I'm just saying. Not everybody has the kinds of supportive spouses that I do or that Michaela does. And that is it's a blessing. It absolutely is a blessing. And a lot of couples can have these conversations. Some couples will like Hallie Bridgman. I've got to have her on some night so she can explain how she does her schedule. It's a little different now since I have the hardest time saying his name. It's hard for me to even say this young man's name because I loved him so much. But anyway, I know that she and Greg will sit down and usually with the kids and say, okay, this is my these are my deadlines. This is the first quarter of the year. These are things that we have to do. I mean, they just sit down and they go over the calendar for that quarter or for the upcoming month, right? And they're such good partners that Hallie can say, this is what I need to do. This is where I need to be. Of course, our boys are older now, or I'm so sorry. Hang on. Sorry about that. I'm going to have to use a different example because it still hurts a lot. Anyway, some couples sit down and it's easier with older children, but they've, have been doing this since the kids were born, blah, blah, blah. But sit down and go over a monthly schedule or a quarterly schedule with your partner, with your significant other, and let them know these are the things that you have to get done. Put all the kids' stuff on there from doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, eye doctors, all of that, school functions, basketball games, soccer games, whatever it is. You do that first, right? Family stuff first. You put that all on your calendar. And I like doing quarterly, like every 3 months. I like to be able to look out. And then you can look at that and see how much time you have to devote to writing. Be realistic. On your kid's birthday, you're not going to get any writing in, right? Your kid's turning 9 and she wants a Wednesday birthday party. For the day before, the day of, the day after, you're not going to get any writing done. And it's okay. Be realistic in your planning. And you can do that while you travel, right? Hang on, I got to blow my nose and it's disgusting. Okay. So work on your life schedule. Put all those life events in your calendar and be realistic with your goals, be realistic with your time, etc. Okay. Now, when traveling, that can be more difficult to find those chunks of time, right? It can be really difficult. But if you're serious about it, you can do it. It is possible. You just have to decide what's important, what's truly, truly vital. And for me, the things that are important are memories I'm making with my husband, my children, my grandchildren, right? Those things are very, very important. But when you're traveling, if you're flying, you have time at the airport, right? If you're traveling by yourself or you're traveling with people, you could just explain to them we're here 2 hours early. I'm going to take 30, 40 minutes and I'm going to write, and then I will join you in the lounge for a glass of wine before we get on the plane. There you go. That's awesome, Ruthie. When you're traveling, I think it's easier to write when you're flying. I just really seriously do. That's just my personal opinion. Because it goes quicker, right? And you have lots of seat time. And if you need to use the facilities while you're on the plane, it's like, right there. It doesn't take very long. It's not like, you have to get off the interstate and park the car and get out and stretch your legs and blah, blah, blah. But traveling with your significant other can be a lot of fun if you discuss it ahead of time. Okay, we're going on this road trip. We're going to be gone for 5 days. I will drive the first 2 hours, honey, and you can do whatever you want to. You can work on your fantasy football team or whatever it is, to your significant other, if that's what they're into. Or, I will be quiet if you want me to so that you can read a book, or we can listen to an audiobook together, what have you, right? And then when you switch seats, just let, ahead of time, plan it out and say, okay, I need to write for 30 minutes. I need to write for an hour, whatever. And if you have a good spouse, it shouldn't be difficult. So, oh my gosh, Holly, I'm so sorry. Anyway, what questions do y'all have right now about planning your work and working your plan? That's what I should have called this. Planning your work and working your plan. Oh, okay, Dawn. That's fine. Backwards planning and goal setting. Thank you, Shannon. You're going to have to call me tomorrow and discuss that. I love these kinds of comments. You guys make me laugh. You do. You make me chuckle. Hi, MT Decker. And then I love Smurfs. Response. George's response. I hope you handed her a cupcake and told her to have a ball. I love it. See, here you go. He drives until he's too tired to drive, and then I pick up, which is usually when I need to sleep. I feel ya. Let's see. Okay. Shannon, why don't you drop your Facebook profile link, whatever they call it these days, into the chat so people can send you friend requests so that you can do that. And Shannon has taught at my Write Like a Pro conference, the one I had a few years ago. I really want to get that going again. But this year was just it was just impossible. I couldn't do it this year. But I'd really like to do it again next year. And Shannon taught it that. And I forget what class you did, Shannon, but everybody loved it. You didn't know that not planning was an option? How do you not plan? I know there's a joke in there. I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe I should have something more than water in my sippy cup. Yes. It was military speak. I love you, darling. Yeah. Not planning can be an option for some. I am goal-oriented, goal-motivated, but I am not afraid of change, ever. And I am the kind of woman who, if my husband came in 5 minutes or while we're doing a live saying, hey, pack your bags, I'm going to go down to Nashville for 3 or 4 days, I would be packed in 15 minutes. That's just me. I am very spontaneous. I love spontaneity. I really do. But even if something's thrown at me, it's not difficult anymore. It used to be really difficult for me to get back into the flow of things when I was being distracted. But I don't have that problem anymore. Thank you, Vyvanse. Yes, I should do that. Thank you to tonight's sponsor, Vyvanse. Keeping your cheeky witch sane since December. No. When did I go on the Vyvanse, Shannon? May 2023. I'm so sorry. It's a fine line when vacay traveling, though. I was always told that if you plan a vacation, yes, that's true. You won't have as much fun. So I only plan a little. Yes, that is me. That's me, George. I can't stand vacation itineraries unless it looks something like this. Day one, arrive. Day one, evening. Lava flows on the beach or drinks on the beach. Day two, sleep till noon. Day two, afternoon, find lunch. Day two, evening, find dinner. That's the only thing I want on my itineraries is finding dinner and fun things to do. I hate it when we have to, okay, we've got to be here by 2:00 because we need to be out of there by 5 because we're moving on to this. I won't do that. I won't travel that way and I won't vacation that way. Yes, let's see. I tend to overthink, so letting go and just writing can help, like the year-long challenge to write in a character journal for a year. There you go. Yep. I love it. So I'm good with going with the flow of life. That is me. I am a first class procrastinator. I almost said prostitute. Did I take my Vyvanse today or not? Or is it wearing off? I can't remember. But we're going to swoop and we're going to talk about procrastination. Hang on. Where's my swoop? There's my swoop. Okay. Anyway, it's okay to be a procrastinator. I am the queen, the empress of procrastination. Seriously. The difference between a successful procrastinator and someone who is a procrastinator and fails all the time is the successful procrastinator sets deadlines. Does that make sense? For those of us here tonight, like me, who are procrastinators, we will put stuff off until the absolute last minute, but we get it done, right? Except for me writing, I set my own deadlines and I never make them. Anyway, that's just my personal opinion on procrastination. What my mom did for my brother and I growing up on trips. We had books, coloring books, headphones, since it was mostly before Wi-Fi and internet. It kept us both busy. Exactly. Oh, George says, let's talk about procrastination. George, you're flipping killing me. You're killing me. Let's see. My little 2-day at State Fair this year is planned as follows. X hours volunteering, concert, the rest is all fluid. Yes, I love things like that. I love getting up and saying, hey, I heard from the housekeeper that there's this great barbecue restaurant that not too many people know about. You want to go explore. That's my kind of vacation. Oh, Amy, you are too funny. Yep. Okay. I was always being interrupted by my kids, even now that they're adults. So I got them interested in their own hobbies. Their hobby time is my writing time. That's good planning there, Holly. But I'm a far more blunt mother. I really am. I text my children. Your mother is in lockdown, and no, it's not psychological this time. It's writing lockdown. And I will be incommunicado for the next 72 hours. If it is a true emergency, reach out to Kevin, your daddy, number 2. and he will get to me. And they're all fine with that. And you know who's the absolute best at, oh, my dad. My dad is the absolute best. He will text me. Good morning, Susie, or whatever. Hey, Susie, what are you doing? Are you writing? And if I reply with yes, he's like, all right, call me later. Everybody else says, oh, I'm so sorry. I hate to interrupt. I know you're busy. I know you're writing, but there shouldn't be a but there. There should be a hang up, close the door, and go away. Oh, that's just my, have we digressed enough? Okay, and that's different. That's a different circumstance, Dawn. Totally different. And that's fine. That is absolutely, absolutely fine. Okay? My son, I will put notes on the door, and my son, who is 25, is so hilariously funny. He freaking kills me. He just does. His sense of humor. Oh my God, people, this boy has me in stitches 5 days out of 7. He will slide notes under the door. I can hear this little swish of the paper going across the hardwood floors. And it's usually just something hilarious. Just something hilarious. I can't even think of something right now. I should start saving his notes, but they crack me up. I own a video camera system, still new in the box. It's been still new in the box for 9 years now. Oh my gosh. Well, George, I'm probably going to say that you should probably just buy new, because if it's 9 years old, the software is probably obsolete. Just my personal opinion, because my husband has done the exact same thing. I love my husband dearly, 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 dearly. I love him more than I love the next beat of my heart, right? I love, 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 love my husband. We work great together. He is perfect for me. But there's some things that just drive me a little crazy, like the fact that 10 years ago, he bought a security camera system, and they're all still in the box. 4 or 5 years ago, he bought lights for my deck, outdoor lights for my deck to make it really pretty at night. I still love him. But it's okay, because I love him. And it doesn't matter, because I think my procrastination skills have kind of maybe rubbed off on him a little bit. I hope not. God, I hope not. One of us needs to be the sane one. Soon there will be a yard. God, George, you're killing me. And the said camera system will be in it. Oh, I think many of us were separated at birth. Oh, y'all are killing me. Anyway, back to the writing while traveling. My recommendation is to plan ahead, to plan your work and work your plan, to, if you can, carve out small chunks of time, even if it's 15 minutes. If you are, if you haven't read The Chunky Method of Writing by Ali Plater, go over to Amazon and buy it now. Hang on. I will find it for you, because it is absolutely, she is amazing. And she has helped me figure out a lot about my writing styles. And, oops, Ali Plater, not Plier. Oh, she's got her new knitting series out. Oh my God, y'all gotta go see it. Y'all gotta go get it. Skein of Death, Knit or Die Trying. Oh my God. Oh, Ali, I can't wait to dig into this. Okay. There we go. I was hoping they hadn't changed. Amazon is constantly changing crap. I'm sorry. I want to find this book for y'all. And I did do she was a guest early on, and it was a fabulous night. So go to my YouTube page and just search for the Chunky Method or Allie Pleiter, and you will find it there, and you are going to absolutely love it. Let's see. There we go. I wanted to grab the link to give to you because I don't recommend a lot of writing books or books on craft or books on writing. But this one, hands down, I will recommend it to everyone. When I went on okay. Oh, that's neat, Dawn. I like that. Oh my gosh. Yes, it goes to the end of the list. Okay, here's how my husband does it. Honey, I promise I will have it done by the end of the year. Hand to God, I will have it done by the end of the year. The issue is that my husband never tells me what year. I know, right? And Windows 10 HP. Oh my gosh. You guys are killing me. Y'all are killing me. Okay, good. You have the link. Yay. So if nobody has any more questions, just, I'm going to be on the road again. There will be no Friday night live because I will be on the road traveling with my hubby, and we should be getting into Winchester about the time I should be getting ready to go live. So there will not be a Friday night live. I love that you all chat with each other. That makes me so happy. Oh, good. Good, Amy. Yeah, Allie Pleiter is just absolutely flippin' awesome. She really is on the craft, and you can hire her to work with you personally, and I think that's really flippin' awesome. I know what my issues are, and no, MT Decker, Winchester, Kentucky. Usually, Amy. Usually, I agree. But just carve out those little bits of time when you're traveling. You can write. You can find little tiny chunks of time to write where you're on vacation to just feed the author soul that you've been blessed with, that need to be creative, and don't feel guilty for saying, I need to do this. Never feel guilty for it. Never. And if someone is making you feel guilty for doing something that burns deep inside you, for something that feeds that burning desire to be creative. How do I want to put this? Shannon, do I have permission to speak honestly and openly? If you are, no, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to be in trouble. Anyway, you should not have to beg someone to let you do that which you want to do. It should be an adult conversation where you both present your arguments, you both present the facts, and you come hopefully to a decision that benefits both of you. But if you are by chance living with someone who laughs at you wanting to do this, who does not encourage you to do this, who bitches every time you sit down to do this, you might want to rethink or ask yourself this question. Are you better off with them or without them? God, I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that, but that is something that's been heavy on my mind for a very long time. I hear it all the time. My husband won't let me do this. My husband won't let me do that. I'm sorry. Is it 1922 again? What do you mean your husband won't let you? Have you tried discussing it with him? Why are you asking your husband permission for a notebook and a pen to write? You're not asking him for $50,000 to invest in a new business. This is writing. A 50-cent notebook from Walmart and a 10-cent ink pen or a free ink pen. My bank gives out free ink pens all the time. I don't think you should have to ask permission. I think you should have the discussion. Okay. When I first started, I've written my whole life, but when I first started writing Layden's Daughter, we had one computer in the house because there was no need for more than one, right? And it was an old HP. It was an HP. It was a Hewlett Packard. It was an old HP. It was one of the old micro. You know what I'm talking about. It was a Windows computer. It wasn't old. It was semi-new. But anyway, I was getting up at 3:30 every morning to write. Kevin thought I was playing Farmville. Because he had always been the kind of guy who got up, did his morning ablutions, took a shower, got dressed, and go to work. He would never just sit for a few minutes and relax before he did all those things, right? But I wasn't hiding it from him. My writing had always been very, very, very personal to me, right? Very deeply personal. I had thought about being a writer, but I never shared my stories with anybody. I never shared that part of myself. That part I kept very, very secret. No one knew. Well, very few people knew about it. I think the only people who really knew were my two daughters. Nobody else did. I never talked about it with anybody else but them. Anyway, I would get up at 3:30, 7 days a week to write, 3:30 in the morning. I would get up to write for a couple hours before I had to, take a shower and get ready and go to work. I would get up at 3:30 on the weekends and write until everybody else got up. That was my time. That was my personal time. And I thought I had it hidden on the computer, and Kevin found it. It's not like he was digging. He was cleaning up files, blah, blah, blah. And he found it, and he just simply asked, Susie, what is this? And I had to come clean and tell him. And, the rest is history. But I never, he's like, he knew I was artistic because I'd done, that's one of the ways I made a living was doing colored pencil portraits of people. And he knew I was very artistic and very creative. And he always supported anything I wanted to do. He supported it fully. And when he asked, what is this? I can remember being ashamed, if that makes any sense. And it wasn't anything he was doing. It was PTSD from a former relationship. Does that make sense? I'm trying to be very kind here. It was a sensation I felt a lot prior to meeting and marrying Kevin. We'll just put it that way. It was a frequent feeling, ashamed, embarrassed, humiliated. And I said, well, you gave me that Kindle and I like to write stories. And I thought I would write this story and put it on Mom's Kindle because I want to get her one for her birthday. And instead of laughing like other people in my life would have done, instead of saying, oh my God, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, or that is a complete waste of time. Don't you have anything better to do? You're an idiot. I think you're all picking up what I'm putting down. Y'all understand my gist, right? He didn't do that. No. He said, that's awesome. I think that's a cool idea. I didn't know you liked to write. And that tiny little moment of time, I think, it was the first time. It was one of those very tiny moments where you finally realize Lots of different things all at once. It's like an explosion. Like I'm with the world's best person. God could not have chosen. Well, God did choose this man for me. I firmly believe that. But I'm with the absolute best person that I could possibly be with. Right? He is encouraging. He is thoughtful. He is kind. He's hilariously funny. All these different things just ran through my head. And for the very first time in my life, I didn't feel stupid, embarrassed, humiliated, foolish, less worthy, inferior, ugly. I didn't feel any of that. For the first time in my life, that was the moment I realized I'm none of those things that I always thought I was. That tape deck that constantly plays in your head. Don't be ridiculous. Don't be stupid. You're wasting your time. Blah, 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 blah. It was that little moment of time, that little bit of encouragement, which was really gigantic for me. It changed my entire life. And that was when I realized I'm with the right person. Don't be afraid. This is just for fun. It's just a story for your mom. And that's okay. You're worthy. You're a good person. You're smart. And just don't give up. Just finish it. I didn't have anybody there at the back of me going all these negative bullshit comments about how I was fat and ugly and unworthy and stupid and can't do anything right. And anyway, having that encouragement from my husband changed my entire world. And we'd been married for 5 years, 6 years at the time. And he'd always been kind and encouraging and supportive and everything else. And I had appreciated, trust me, I really did. I appreciate this man every day. And I have since the first day I met him. But it was like a switch finally flipped. You know how you've got the switch to your lights and you could just move it up a little bit and it's not on and it's not off. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Your little light switches. It finally went all the way up and the light turned on. And that's when I began to feel really comfortable in my own skin and really began to take chances and really began to understand that all that bullshit that I had heard over the years, all that nasty, ugly stuff, none of it was true. And I was in charge of my own destiny. I was with this perfect person that God had put in my life for a reason. And it all just went from there. And another thing that Kevin did was he came back to me a few days later and said, because I explained, I want to write this book, give mom the Kindle, blah, blah, blah. I think there's a cord I can get where I can hook it up to the computer and then hook it up to the Kindle and I can load it. And as you all know, he came back a few days later and said, there is no cord. You have to publish it to Kindle. And if it was not for Kevin saying that and doing the work, because he researched it, he says there's this thing called Kindle Direct Publishing, blah, blah, blah. If it hadn't been for him, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you all tonight. And I know I've talked and talked and talked. And I'm not going to apologize for it because somebody here tonight might, or somebody on the replay crew might need to hear those words. Yeah, it's true. That's true, George. Yes, we need to empower each other. God, there's so much I want to say, but out of respect for certain people in my life, I'm not going to. We all do it. We all do it, George. We all do it. Every one of us does it. Someone that we couldn't, that we could take those people who wronged us in life, doesn't matter how or what they did. We can take those individuals and turn them into fictional characters and do what we want with them, right? Things that we couldn't do in real life. Okay, I'm not suggesting. You know what I'm saying. But I like to tell people I write perfectly imperfect heroes, strong, intelligent heroines, and bad guys that you love to hate that I kill off in delightfully wicked ways. That's how I describe my writing. Now, if you want the perfect example of that, go read my book, Frederick's Queen. Keep in mind, it was early on in my career, so the writing is not perfect, but the story itself is. If you read that story, and yes, men can read my stories too. I have lots of male readers. They love my books because they're not all, whatever. Because I have a lot of battles and sword fighting and all those kinds of things in my books. But Frederick's Queen is the most perfect example for that, for killing your bad guy off in a delightfully wicked way. And I did not realize it until someone pointed it out to me later, that the manner and method in which I did it, that whole scene, let's just say it was apropos. I have so many comments. I'm so sorry, people. I get off on these tangents. Yes, you learn as you grow. Whoever said perfection of writing, if they don't, quit downplaying your skills, Susan. Aw, thank you, George. I appreciate that. Yeah, it is cathartic to write our devils into our books. Same here, MT Decker. It wasn't so much as released as this is just a whole accidental journey, Cinderella story. Anyway, it is time for me to go because I still have laundry to get done because we leave Friday morning and I have to reach my 4,000 word goal, which I am not done yet for the day, but I am this close to it. Shannon, if you're still here, could you put the Discord link in the chat section so people who want sprinting partners can join us? But I'm going to have a lovely time with Hallie. I can't wait to see her. Can't wait to give her a great big hug. And I'm actually going to do some writing while I'm there because Hallie has an event scheduled. And while she's gone, I'm just going to stay at the hotel all by myself. And I'm going to write all by myself in a quiet place. Anyway, parting is such sweet sorrow. Oh, George, you are hilarious. Yeah. That's my goal every time, is that each book is better than the next. So anyway, I hope I was able to help you put in perspective that you can write while you're traveling. You can write with, traveling with children or just with your spouse. The key is to plan it and to have open, honest discussions with your partner And you can do it. You can. I believe in you. Let me believe in you until you can believe in yourself. All right? We're all here for you. Hilarious because you quoted Shakespeare. Yes, George, I find Shakespeare hilarious. I do. I will, Amy. Thank you so much. So, everybody have an awesome rest of your week. And I will be back Wednesday. We're only going for a few days. We're leaving Friday, and I think we come home Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember. But it will be a short trip. But I will be here Wednesday night. And I don't know what the hell we're going to talk about. Can somebody just send me an email, please? Susan@susantisdale.com for an idea for a show that you would like me to do. Please. Because it really helps me. It really truly does. What do you want to know? What do you want me to talk about? What do you want to know more about? Et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, I hope you all have a great rest of your week and a great weekend. And I hope you all stay safe and hopefully dry. And like I tell you every Wednesday, may your coffee cup not run dry. May your underwear not ride up the crack of your ass. And may the muse sing to you sweetly and beautifully. And may you find peace and joy in everything that you do. I love you all. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye. Mwah!